The belt snaps through the air. Rowan Hale doesn't think. His body moves before his brain catches up, rubber-gloved hands shoving between the leather strap and a pregnant woman crumpled against the marble floor. The impact cracks against his forearm like a gunshot. Pain explodes up to his shoulder, but he doesn't move, doesn't flinch. His boots stay planted on the polished ballroom tile, while crystal chandeliers above them tremble from the force of thunder outside. The man holding the belt freezes. His name is Dante Marcellani, and for the first time in years, someone has dared to stand in his way. The entire room holds its breath. 60 guests in designer gowns and tailored suits press themselves against gold-trimmed walls, eyes wide, mouths shut. No one moves. No one speaks. The only sound is rain hammering against the tall windows of the halcyon manor and the ragged breathing of the woman behind Rowan's legs. Dante's face twists into something cold and dangerous. You just made the worst mistake of your life. Rowan's voice comes out steady, almost quiet. Put the belt down. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. 3 minutes earlier, Rowan had been on his knees, scrubbing champagne stains from the floor, invisible to everyone in this room, full of Chicago's wealthy elite. His navy work coveralls were damp with sweat. His cleaning cart sat abandoned near the service door. His mind had been on his daughter Amara's doctor bills, the eviction notice taped to his apartment door, the double shift he'd need to work tomorrow just to buy groceries. Then he'd heard the gasp, a soft, broken sound that made his paramedic instincts flare awake after 3 years of silence. He'd looked up and seen her. Alara Marcellani, 8 months pregnant, wearing a flowing red dress that couldn't quite hide the yellow-green bruises on her collarbone. She'd stumbled against a table covered in white roses. Her hand had gone to her belly, protective, trembling, and her husband had seen it as disrespect. The slap had echoed through the ballroom like a judge's gavel. Sharp, final, brutal. Guests had gasped, but no one moved. Not when Dante grabbed his wife's arm hard enough to leave finger-shaped marks. Not when he unbuckled his belt with the slow deliberation of a man who'd done this before. Not when Alara tried to shield her stomach and whispered, "Please, the baby." Not until Rowan crossed the room in 8 long strides and became the shield she needed. Now Dante stares at him like he's something stuck to the bottom of an expensive shoe. 6'2", slick-back black hair, a suit that costs more than Rowan makes in 6 months. His reputation follows him like a shadow with teeth. Mafia financier, loan shark enforcer, a man who solves problems by making people disappear. Do you know who I am? Dante's voice is silk wrapped around a knife. I know what you're doing, Rowan says. And it stops now. Behind him, Alara's breath comes in shallow gasps. He can feel her trembling against his leg, can smell the fear rolling off her in waves. Her doctor's voice echoes in his head from the medical chart he'd glimpsed when security called for help earlier. High-risk pregnancy. Any stress could trigger premature labor. Patient shows signs of chronic abuse. Dante steps closer. She's my wife. This is my business. Not anymore. The words hang in the air like a challenge. A groomsman near the exit shifts his weight, calculating whether he should call for help or pretend he didn't see anything. A bridesmaid covers her mouth with both hands, mascara already streaking down her face. An older woman in pearls grips her husband's arm, so tight her knuckles turn white. They all see what's happening. None of them move. Rowan knows this pattern. He's seen it 100 times before, back when he wore a paramedic uniform instead of janitor coveralls. Domestic violence calls where neighbors heard screaming for hours but never dialed 911. Hospital visits where women invented creative explanations for broken ribs and black eyes. The silence that protects abusers and buries victims. He'd sworn he'd never be silent again. Not after Sarah Martinez. Not after he'd arrived at that house 4 minutes too late and held a dying woman's hand while her little boy watched from the hallway. Not after he'd quit the ambulance service because he couldn't save everyone and couldn't live with failing the ones he couldn't. But tonight, he's not too late. Tonight, he gets to be the person who stands up. Dante raises the belt again. His hand trembles, not with fear, but with rage. Last chance, janitor. Move, or I put you in a hospital. Rowan shifts his weight, angling his body to fully block Ilera from view. His voice drops lower, calm as a warning siren before a tornado hits. You'll have to go through me first. For 3 seconds, no one breathes. Then Dante's arm swings down, the belt whistling through the air toward Rowan's head. Before I tell you what happened next, take 1 second to like and subscribe. Stories like this deserve to be heard. The belt cracks against Rowan's raised forearm for the second time. The leather burns through his rubber glove, splitting skin, but he doesn't make a sound. Pain is temporary. Backing down is permanent. Dante pulls back, eyes wild with disbelief. You're dead. You hear me? Dead. Rowan doesn't respond. His focus stays locked on the weapon in Dante's hand, tracking every micro-movement the way he used to track patient vitals during cardiac arrests. Breathing pattern, rapid, shallow. Pupils dilated. Jaw, clenched tight enough to crack teeth. Body language. A man losing control and hating it. Behind Rowan, Ilera makes a small whimpering sound. He risks a glance back. She's curled on the floor, arms wrapped around her belly, tears streaming through carefully applied makeup. Her red dress fans around her like spilled wine. The chandelier light catches on something metallic at her wrist, a bracelet or maybe handcuff scars poorly hidden. Stand up, Ilera. Dante's command cuts through the room. Stand up and apologize. She doesn't move. I said stand. She's not standing. Rowan's interruption is soft but absolute. Her blood pressure is through the roof. She's dizzy. You want her to pass out and crack her skull on this marble. Dante's face goes crimson. Don't tell me about my wife. Someone needs to. The room erupts in gasps. A woman near the champagne fountain actually clutches her pearls. A man in a tuxedo edges toward the exit, then stops when Dante's head swivels his direction. The unspoken threat is clear. Nobody leaves. Nobody calls for help. Nobody interferes. Except Rowan already has. Dante circles left, trying to get an angle around Rowan's broad shoulders. Rowan shifts with him, keeping Ilera shielded. They move like chess pieces, slow and deliberate, while 60 witnesses watch in frozen horror. You think you're a hero? Dante's laugh is ugly. You think this ends well for you? I think you're scared. The words land like a slap. Dante's confident smirk cracks, just for a heartbeat, but Rowan catches it. He's seen that look before, on patients who realized they weren't invincible, on drunk drivers after the crash, on abusers when their victims finally fought back. Fear disguised as rage. I'm scared. Dante's voice pitches higher. You're a nobody janitor making $9 an hour. I own half this city. One phone call and you disappear. Maybe. Rowan's tone stays level. But you'll do it in front of all these people. They'll remember. They'll talk. And men like you, your power comes from fear. What happens when people stop being afraid? Silence crashes down like a tidal wave. Because Rowan just spoke the truth everyone in this room has been thinking but never dared say out loud. Dante Marcellani's empire is built on intimidation, on making people believe he's untouchable. But strip away the expensive suit and the reputation and the threats, and he's just a man swinging a belt at a pregnant woman. Just a coward with a weapon. Dante's hand tightens on the leather strap. His knuckles go white. You don't know who you're messing with. I know exactly who I'm messing with, Rowan says. A man who hits women because he can't handle being told no. The belt swings again, this time in a wide arc aimed at Rowan's ribs. He twists, taking the blow on his hip instead. The impact sends pain shooting down his leg, but his boots stay planted. He won't move. Can't move. Because the second he steps aside, Ilera becomes the target again. And he's done watching helpless people get hurt. Dante's breathing gets harsher, more desperate. Sweat beads on his forehead despite the air conditioning. He's used to people cowering to apologies and submission. He's not used to someone standing there and taking hit after hit without breaking. Rowan's fought bigger demons than Dante Marcellani. He's held dying children in his arms. He's performed CPR on teenagers with bullet wounds while their mother screamed. He's carried the weight of lives he couldn't save for 3 years, and that guilt is heavier than any threat this man can make. Last warning, Dante hisses. Move, or I break every bone in your body. Rowan meets his eyes. No. One word. 2 letters. A line drawn in the sand that can't be uncrossed. Dante lunges forward, grabbing Rowan by the collar with his free hand, yanking him close enough that Rowan can smell expensive cologne mixed with scotch and fury. Their faces are inches apart. Dante's teeth are bared like an animal. Do you have any idea what I'm going to do to you? Rowan's response comes out barely above a whisper, but every person in the ballroom hears it. Less than what you've already done to her. The belt rises high above Dante's head, gripped in both hands now, ready to come down like an executioner's blade. The belt descends toward Alara's exposed shoulder. Rowan moves on pure instinct, his body remembering emergency response, training his mind, try to forget. He catches Dante's wrists mid-swing, stopping the leather strap 6 inches from Alara's trembling form. Their arms lock together, shaking with opposing force. Up close, Rowan can see the truth in Dante's eyes. Shock. This isn't supposed to happen. The janitor is supposed to crumble. The room is supposed to stay silent. His wife is supposed to take her punishment without anyone intervening. But Rowan's fingers dig into Dante's wrists like iron clamps. I said no. Dante tries to wrench free. Can't. Tries to push forward. Can't. His face contorts with effort and disbelief as this man in stained coveralls matches his strength without even breathing hard. Years of lifting patients, hauling equipment, working construction jobs before that. Rowan's strength isn't gym-sculpted vanity. It's earned through survival. Let go. Dante growls through clenched teeth. You first. Neither moves. They're locked in a stalemate, arms trembling, while the crowd watches with wide eyes. A woman's phone buzzes with an incoming call she doesn't dare answer. The storm outside intensifies, rain drumming harder against the windows. Thunder rolls through the building's bones. Then Alara speaks. Her voice is small, broken, but it cuts through the tension like a scalpel. Please stop. Just let him finish. It's easier that way. The words got Rowan worse than any belt strike could. It's easier that way. She's so used to the abuse, so worn down by months or maybe years of violence, that resistance feels more painful than submission. That's what trauma does. It teaches victims that fighting back only makes it worse. But Rowan knows something Alara doesn't know yet. Sometimes one person standing up gives everyone else permission to be brave. No, he says, not to Dante, but to her. It's not easier, and it's not happening. Dante uses Rowan's split focus against him, yanking his wrist sideways and breaking the grip. The belt whistles through empty air as Rowan ducks, the leather missing his temple by an inch. He doesn't counterattack, doesn't throw a punch, even though every instinct screams to defend himself. Because the second he escalates to violence, he becomes what Dante is. Instead, he steps forward into Dante's space, using his body as a wall between aggressor and victim. They're chest to chest now, close enough that Rowan can feel Dante's rapid heartbeat through his expensive suit jacket. Put it down, Rowan says quietly, before someone gets seriously hurt. Someone is about to. Dante's smile is razor thin. You. He swings again, aiming for Rowan's knees this time, trying to drop him. The belt wraps around Rowan's calf with a crack that echoes like a gunshot. Pain screams up his leg. His knee buckles for a half-second before he locks it straight through sheer willpower. Don't fall. If you fall, she's next. Blood seeps through his coveralls where the belt buckle tore skin. His leg throbs with each heartbeat, but he stays standing, weight balanced, eyes never leaving Dante's face. The crowd's fear is shifting. Rowan can feel it in the air, the way you can feel a storm changing direction. Whispers start rippling through the guests like wind through grass. He's actually standing up to him. That's Dante Marcellani. Nobody crosses Dante. She's pregnant, for God's sake. Someone should call the police. Are you crazy? You want to be next. But one voice rises above the rest, trembling but determined. A bridesmaid in a lavender dress, mascara ruined, voice shaking. He's right. This is wrong. Dante's head snaps toward her. Shut your mouth, Keisha. She flinches but doesn't stop. You're beating your pregnant wife in front of everyone. How's that okay? I said shut. We all see it, Keisha continues, louder now. We're all just standing here watching, and that makes us just as bad. Something cracks in the room's foundation. Other heads nod. Feet shuffle forward instead of back. The collective shame that's been building since the first slap finally reaches critical mass. Dante feels the shift. His eyes dart around the ballroom, seeing faces that are no longer fully afraid. Faces that are starting to look angry, disgusted, defiant. He's losing control of the narrative. This is my wife, he shouts to the room. My business. Mine. You're a victim. Rowan's voice cuts through the noise. That's what she is, and everyone here knows it. Dante's face goes purple with rage. He raises the belt high, gripping it with both hands, every muscle in his body coiled to deliver a blow that could crack ribs or split skin or worse. The leather gleams under the chandelier light. His eyes are wild, all pretense of control abandoned. Rowan doesn't move, doesn't raise his hands to protect himself, doesn't step aside. He just stands there, shoulders squared, looking Dante straight in the eye, making a silent promise. You'll have to kill me to get to her. The belt reaches the peak of its arc, trembling in Dante's white-knuckled grip. And Rowan sees the moment Dante realizes he can't do it. Not here, not with this many witnesses, not with cameras potentially recording, not with his carefully constructed image crumbling around him. A predator recognizes when prey isn't prey anymore. Dante's arm hovers in the air, shaking with indecision and fury and humiliation. His breath comes in ragged gasps. Sweat drips down his temples. The entire room holds its breath, waiting to see if he'll cross the line from abuser to murderer. The belt starts to descend, not toward Rowan, toward Alara, who's still curled on the floor, hands wrapped around her belly, eyes squeezed shut, bracing for impact. Rowan moves. Rowan's shoulder collides with Dante's chest like a linebacker's tackle. Not a punch. He refuses to throw a punch, but a body check that sends Dante stumbling backward into a table covered with white roses. Crystal vases topple. Water and petals explode across marble floor. Dante hits the ground hard, the belt flying from his grip and skittering under a chair. For 3 seconds, absolute silence. Then Dante erupts off the floor with a roar, charging at Rowan with fists instead of leather. No weapon now, just raw violence. His punch comes fast and wild, driven by humiliation more than strategy. Rowan's former training kicks in. He doesn't dodge, doesn't counter, just absorbs the blow on his raised forearm while using his other hand to grab Dante's wrist. Stop, Rowan says through gritted teeth. Just stop. Dante throws another punch. Rowan blocks it. They grapple in the center of the ballroom, surrounded by gasping guests, neither gaining ground. But something's different now. Dante is breathing hard, his movements getting sloppier, his usual calculated cruelty replaced by desperate rage. He's panicking because nothing is going according to plan. His wife hasn't submitted. The janitor hasn't fled. The crowd hasn't stayed silent. Everything that usually guarantees his power is unraveling thread by thread. Rowan uses Dante's momentum against him, redirecting a wild swing so Dante stumbles forward. It's not a fight move, it's a de-escalation technique he learned in paramedic training for handling violent patients. Control without harm, restraint without escalation. You're hurting the baby, Rowan says again, louder this time, loud enough for everyone to hear. Your wife is 8 months pregnant, and you're putting her under so much stress you could trigger premature labor. You could kill your own child. The words hit harder than any physical blow could. Guests gasp. Phones come out of pockets despite Dante's earlier unspoken threat. Someone near the back of the room mutters, "Jesus Christ," and it sounds like a prayer. Dante's eyes dart around the ballroom, seeing the same thing Rowan sees: judgment, disgust, the complete erosion of fear. His reputation is bleeding out on this marble floor faster than Rowan's leg wound. All of you, Dante's voice cracks. All of you just mind your own. We are, says a man in a tuxedo near the exit. Gray-haired, dignified, hands shaking but voice steady. "This became our business the moment you made us witnesses." More heads nod. A woman pulls out her phone and holds it up, recording. Another follows, then another. Within seconds, 5 different cameras are pointed at Dante, documenting every moment. The shift is seismic, irreversible. Dante's power came from privacy, from closed doors and silent victims and unspoken threats. But there's nothing private about this moment. It's documented, it's public, it's permanent. He looks at Rowan with something new in his eyes. Fear. Real fear. Not the fear of physical pain, but the fear of consequences, of accountability, of a world where actions have prices he can't pay with threats or money. "You have no idea what you've done," Dante whispers. "I know exactly what I've done," Rowan replies. "I've given your wife a chance to survive you." Behind them, Ilera is crying. Not the quiet, defeated sobs from before, but loud, raw, cathartic sobs of someone who's been holding everything in for so long that relief feels like drowning. A woman in a green dress kneels beside her, wrapping a jacket around her shoulders. Another brings water. A third asks gently if she needs a doctor. The guests are surrounding Ilera now, creating a protective circle that Dante can't penetrate. He's outnumbered, outmaneuvered, exposed. Rowan doesn't feel victorious. He feels tired, sad, angry at how long this took. How many people watched Ilera suffer in silence before tonight? His leg throbs where the belt cut through cloth and skin. His forearm is swelling where he blocked the first strikes. His entire body aches. But Ilera is safe. And sometimes that's enough. If you're still watching, drop a comment saying justice. It helps this story reach more people. Rowan takes a step back, putting space between himself and Dante. He doesn't turn his back. You never turn your back on a cornered animal, but he angles toward Ilera, checking her condition from a distance. Her breathing is ragged but steady. No signs of immediate medical crisis. The women surrounding her seem competent, keeping her calm. Dante stands alone in the center of the ballroom, suit rumpled, hair disheveled, belt abandoned on the floor like a snake that lost its venom. He looks smaller now, diminished. Just a man who thought violence made him powerful and discovered he was wrong. "Security," someone shouts from the doorway. Footsteps pound down the hallway. Male voices bark orders. The thunder outside crescendos like nature itself is angry at what happened here. Rowan meets Dante's eyes one last time. No words needed. The message is clear: you lost. Not because I'm stronger, because you were never as powerful as you thought. Dante's hands curl into fists at his sides. His jaw clenches. And for a moment, Rowan sees murder in his expression. Pure, undiluted intention to make Rowan pay for this humiliation. But he doesn't move, because 6 security guards just entered the ballroom, radios crackling, and even Dante Marcellani isn't stupid enough to assault someone in front of armed witnesses. He straightens his jacket with shaking hands, runs fingers through his disheveled hair, tries to resurrect the mask of control that's shattered beyond repair. "This isn't over," he says quietly enough that only Rowan hears. "You're a dead man walking." Rowan's response is just as quiet, just as certain. "Then I'll walk knowing I did the right thing." Dante's face contorts with rage. Then he spins on his heel and storms toward the exit, shoving past security guards who wisely step aside. His footsteps echo down the hallway. A door slams hard enough to rattle the chandeliers. And he's gone. But the danger isn't. The ballroom exhales. 60 people release breaths they didn't know they were holding. Someone starts clapping, tentative at first, then louder. Others join in. Within seconds, scattered applause fills the space, aimed at Rowan. He hates it, hates being the center of attention, hates the hero worship in their eyes when all he did was what anyone should have done. His hands shake now that the adrenaline is fading. His leg screams with pain. Exhaustion crashes over him like a wave. "Sir?" A security guard approaches cautiously. Young guy, maybe 25, with kind eyes and a nervous stance. "Are you okay? You're bleeding." Rowan glances down. His coveralls are torn at the calf and forearm, dark stains spreading where the belt broke skin. I'm fine. Check on her. He nods toward Alara, who's still surrounded by concerned women. She's sitting up now, sipping water, one hand pressed to her belly like she's feeling for kicks to make sure the baby is okay. Her eyes are red-rimmed but focused. Alive. Safe. For now. The security guard follows Rowan's gaze. Paramedics are on the way. Police too. Can you tell me what happened? Rowan opens his mouth to answer, but Keisha, the bridesmaid who spoke up first, steps forward. He saved her. That monster was beating his pregnant wife, and this man. She gestures at Rowan. This man stopped him. We all saw it, another guest adds. A man in his 50s, expensive suit, authority in his voice. Dante Marcellani attacked his wife. Multiple times. That gentleman intervened and prevented serious injury. I have it on video, a woman says, holding up her phone. Everything from the first slap to Dante leaving. Time stamped. The security guard's expression hardens. We'll need statements from everyone. Nobody leaves until the police arrive. Murmurs of agreement ripple through the crowd. The fear that kept them silent before has transformed into something new, righteous anger. They watched evil happen and did nothing. But now they can do something. They can be witnesses. They can make sure Dante faces consequences. Rowan tries to fade into the background, edging toward his abandoned cleaning cart. His job here is done. Alara is surrounded by people who will protect her. Authorities are coming. He needs to get home to Amara before his ex-wife realizes he missed the pickup time again and uses it against him in court. Wait. Alara's voice cuts through the noise. Please wait. She's on her feet now, wobbly but determined, using a chair for support. The women around her try to get her to sit back down, but she shakes her head stubbornly. Her eyes lock on Rowan across the ballroom. I don't even know your name, she says. Rowan. His voice comes out rougher than intended. Rowan Hale. Rowan. She tests the word like a prayer. You didn't have to do that. Yes, I did. What? Tears stream down her face again. Everyone else just watched. Everyone else just... Why would you risk everything for someone you don't even know? The question hangs in the air, demanding an answer Rowan isn't sure he can give. How does he explain that 3 years ago, he stood outside a house and heard a woman screaming for help? That he waited for police backup like protocol required while she bled out in the bedroom? That her 8-year-old son told investigators mommy kept asking why nobody came? How does he explain that he hears that boy's voice every night before he falls asleep? Because nobody helped the last woman, Rowan finally says. And I can't live with that happening again. Silence falls over the ballroom. Not the fearful silence from before, but something heavier, more profound. Everyone in this room understands they were about to become the people who stood by and did nothing. They were about to become the silent witnesses that make abuse possible. Rowan saved Alara. But in a way, he saved them too. Sirens wail in the distance, growing louder. Red and blue lights flash through the tall windows, painting the marble floor in alternating colors. Car doors slam. Radio chatter crackles. The cavalry is arriving, too late to prevent what happened, but hopefully in time to prevent what comes next. Alara takes a shaky step toward Rowan, then another. The women supporting her move with her, hands ready to catch her if she falls. She crosses the ballroom slowly, deliberately, until she's standing right in front of him. Up close, Rowan can see the full extent of what Dante's done to her. Bruises on her wrists shaped like fingers. A split lip poorly covered with makeup. Shadows under her eyes that speak of sleepless nights and constant fear. She's not just pregnant, she's exhausted, traumatized, barely surviving. But she's still here, still standing, still fighting. Thank you, she whispers. For my baby. For me. Thank you. Rowan doesn't know what to say. Doesn't trust his voice not to crack. So he just nods, hoping it's enough. Alara reaches out tentatively and squeezes his hand. The one that's not bleeding, the one that caught a belt meant for her. Her grip is weak but determined. I'm going to press charges. I'm going to testify. I'm going to make sure he never. Her voice breaks. I'm going to make sure he can't hurt anyone else. You don't have to decide that now. Yes, I do. Her spine straightens. Because if I don't decide right now, while I'm angry and brave, I'll talk myself out of it tomorrow. I'll remember how dangerous he is, how powerful, how many people he knows. I'll remember that he always finds a way to win. She takes a shuddering breath. But tonight, he didn't win. You made sure of that. So I'm not going to waste this chance. I'm going to fight back while I still have the courage you gave me. The words hit Rowan like a truck. This is what standing up looks like in real time. Not a complete victory, not a fairy tale ending, but one person finding enough strength to take the next step, then the next, building momentum from a single moment of intervention. Police officers flood into the ballroom, and the atmosphere shifts from emotional to procedural. Questions start flying. Statements get taken. Paramedics rush to Alara, checking her vital signs, examining her belly, murmuring reassurances. Someone wraps a blood pressure cuff around her arm. Rowan tries to slip away again, but a detective catches his elbow. "Mr. Hale? I'm Detective Marcus Webb. I need to ask you some questions about what happened here tonight. I have to get home to my daughter. This won't take long, but I need your statement while everything's fresh." So Rowan stays, answers questions, describes exactly what he saw, what he did, why he intervened. His voice is mechanical, reciting facts without emotion, the same way he used to deliver patient reports to emergency room doctors. Around him, other witnesses give their statements. Every single one corroborates his story. The videos are handed over to police. Evidence is collected. The belt, photographs of Alara's injuries, Rowan's torn coveralls. An hour passes, then another. Finally, Detective Webb closes his notebook. "You did a brave thing tonight, Mr. Hale. Stupid, maybe, but brave. I did what anyone should have done, but they didn't." The detective glances around the ballroom at the guilty-looking guests. "You did. That matters." Rowan shrugs, uncomfortable with the praise. He's not a hero. He's just a man who couldn't watch someone get hurt and do nothing. That's not heroism. That's basic human decency. But maybe basic human decency is rare enough these days to be called heroism. "Mr. Hale," another voice, this time from a paramedic crouched beside Alara. "Mrs. Marcellani is asking for you." He limps over. His leg is really hurting now, the adrenaline completely worn off. Alara is sitting on a chair, blood pressure cuff still attached, oxygen sensor on her finger. She looks small and fragile under the harsh medical lights the paramedics set up. But her eyes are clear, determined. "They want to take me to the hospital for observation," she says, "because of the stress on the baby. And I'm going. But I wanted to tell you something first. Okay. I used to think I was trapped, that there was no way out, that nobody would believe me if I told them what he was like behind closed doors." Her voice is steady despite the tears. "I thought I'd die married to him, or worse, that I'd raise my baby in that house, and my child would grow up watching me get hurt, learning that this is what love looks like." She pauses, swallowing hard. "But you showed me something tonight. You showed me that one person standing up can change everything. I don't have to accept this, that my baby deserves better." Rowan's throat tightens. "You deserve better too. I'm starting to believe that." She manages a weak smile. "Because of you." The paramedics start wheeling her toward the exit on a stretcher. Precautionary, they insist, given her pregnancy and the trauma. Alara keeps her eyes on Rowan until she's out of sight, like she's afraid if she looks away, he'll disappear and this whole night will turn out to be a dream. But it's not a dream. It's real, messy, complicated, dangerous, because Dante Marcellani is still out there somewhere, humiliated and furious, probably already planning his revenge. Detective Webb appears at Rowan's shoulder again. "Listen, I need to be straight with you. Dante's connected, really connected. He's going to lawyer up. He's going to make bail within hours, even if we arrest him tonight. And men like him, they don't forget humiliation. I know, you need to be careful. Watch your back. Maybe stay with friends for a while." Rowan almost laughs. Friends? He hasn't had friends in years. Just co-workers who barely know his name and his ex-wife who'd rather see him homeless than let him back into her life. His only anchor is Amara, and she's 8 years old. "I'll be fine. he says, though he's not sure he believes it. I hope so. The detective hands him a business card. Call me if anything weird happens. Anything at all. Don't try to handle Dante yourself. Rowan pockets the card and finally, grabs his cleaning card. His shift ended hours ago. His supervisor is probably furious. His daughter is definitely wondering where he is. He needs to leave before anyone else tries to call him a hero, or thank him, or make him relive the worst and best moments of the night. He pushes his cart toward the service exit, boots squeaking on wet marble. Behind him, the ballroom is still buzzing with activity. Police, witnesses, crime scene tape going up around where the assault happened. Nobody notices the janitor leaving. That's fine with him. He prefers being invisible. Outside, the storm has passed. The air smells like rain and asphalt, clean and sharp. Puddles reflect street lights in golden ripples. Rowan loads his cart into the maintenance closet, locks it, and starts the long walk to the bus stop 3 blocks away. His car died 2 months ago, couldn't afford the repairs. His phone buzzes. Text from his ex-wife, Shanice. Where are you? Amara's been asking for you for 2 hours. This is the 3rd time this month you've been late. He types back with shaking hands. Emergency at work. On my way now. I'm sorry. Her response comes immediately. Your emergencies don't excuse breaking promises to your daughter. We're discussing this with my lawyer. Rowan closes his eyes and breathes through the fresh wave of anxiety. He's already behind on child support. Already fighting to keep his visitation rights. Already 1 court appearance away from losing Amara completely. And tonight, he put himself on a mafia boss's radar. What was he thinking? But then he remembers Alara's face when she said thank you. Remembers her hand on her belly, protecting her baby. Remembers the moment she decided to press charges, to fight back, to refuse to be a victim anymore. He was thinking someone needed to stand up, and he was the only one who did. The bus arrives 14 minutes late, half empty, smelling like diesel and old coffee. Rowan collapses into a seat near the back, exhaustion hitting him like a physical force. His leg throbs, his arm aches, his entire body feels like it went through a meat grinder. But he's alive. Alara's alive. The baby's alive. That has to count for something. The bus rumbles through Chicago's nighttime streets, past closed shops and flickering neon signs and homeless people huddled in doorways. Rowan stares out the rain-streaked window, watching the city blur past, and tries not to think about what comes next. Because Dante Marcellani doesn't forgive, and Rowan just made himself target number 1. His phone buzzes again. Unknown number. He almost ignores it, then curiosity wins. He opens the text. No words. Just a photo. His apartment building, taken from across the street. Tonight. Timestamp. 20 minutes ago. Rowan's blood turns to ice. His hand starts shaking so badly he almost drops the phone. He zooms in on the photo, trying to see details. There, in the corner of the frame, a black sedan with tinted windows. The same type of car Dante's security team drove at the venue. They know where he lives. They've already been to his home. While he was giving statements to police, while he was being called a hero, while he was walking to the bus stop, they were at his apartment, watching, photographing, sending a message. We know where you sleep. We know where you're vulnerable. We can get to you whenever we want. A second text arrives. Nice neighborhood. Shame if something happened to it. Rowan's first instinct is to call Detective Webb. But what would he say? Someone took a photo of my building? That's not a crime. It's not even a direct threat. Just intimidation. Psychological warfare designed to make him scared, paranoid, easier to control. And it's working. His third text comes through. You should have minded your business, Janitor. Rowan forces himself to breathe, to think, to not panic. Amara is safe. She's at Shanice's place across town, a neighborhood Dante's people don't know about. He hasn't listed that address on any paperwork. They can't connect her to him. She's safe. She has to be safe. The bus lurches to a stop at his corner. Rowan stands on legs that feel like water, clutching his phone like a lifeline. Through the windows, he can see his apartment building. 5 stories, red brick, bars on the ground floor windows. Laundry hanging from fire escapes. A broken streetlight casting half the block in shadow. And parked across the street, engine running, windows dark as midnight. A black sedan. Rowan's heart hammers against his ribs. The bus doors hiss open. He has two choices. Get off and face whatever's waiting, or stay on and ride past. Maybe never come back. But all his stuff is in that apartment. His daughter's drawings on the fridge. The photo albums from before the divorce. The few things that prove he exists beyond work coveralls and overdue bills. He can't just abandon his life, even if his life might end tonight. Rowan steps off the bus. His boots hit wet pavement. The doors close behind him with mechanical finality. The bus pulls away, leaving him alone on an empty street corner with a car full of people who want him to disappear. The sedan's engine rumbles like a predator's growl. Nobody exits the vehicle. They're just watching, waiting, making sure he knows they're there. Making sure fear becomes his constant companion. Rowan forces himself to walk toward his building, each step deliberate. He will not run, will not show weakness, will not give them the satisfaction of seeing him break. If you believe Rowan did the right thing, hit the like button. It helps spread messages that matter. He reaches his building's entrance. Keys out, hands steady despite the adrenaline screaming through his veins. The sedan's engine revs once. A warning, a promise. Then the vehicle pulls away from the curb and disappears around the corner. Gone, but not really gone. Never really gone. Because Dante Marcellani doesn't forgive humiliation. And the black car will be back. The apartment door won't open. Rowan's key slides into the lock, turns halfway, then jams. He tries again, metal scraping against metal in the dark hallway. His heart pounds harder with each failed attempt. Someone's been here. Someone tampered with the lock while he was at the police station giving statements. He steps back, studying the door frame. Fresh scratches around the deadbolt. A tiny camera mounted in the hallway smoke detector that wasn't there this morning. Red light blinking like a predator's eye. They're watching him right now. Rowan's phone buzzes. Unknown number. He doesn't want to look, but his hand moves anyway. The text message loads. Having trouble getting in? Maybe you should find somewhere else to sleep tonight. His jaw clenches. He pockets the phone and shoulder checks the door. Once, twice. On the third hit, the lock gives and the door crashes inward. The apartment is exactly as he left it. Dishes in the sink, Amara's stuffed rabbit on the couch, bills stacked on the kitchen counter. But something feels wrong. The air is different, disturbed, like someone walked through recently and left their presence behind. Rowan moves through each room carefully, checking closets and behind doors. Nothing's stolen. Nothing's obviously disturbed. But in his bedroom, on his pillow, sits a single item that freezes his blood. A photograph of Amara, taken yesterday at her school playground. She's laughing, pushing herself on the swings, completely unaware someone was watching her through a telephoto lens. Her braids are tied with the purple ribbons he bought her last week. Her backpack, the one with cartoon characters, sits against the fence behind her. Rowan's hands shake so violently he drops the photo. It flutters to the floor, his daughter's smile mocking him from glossy paper. The message is crystal clear. We can get to her whenever we want. His phone rings. Not a text this time, an actual call. Unknown number. He answers with a voice that doesn't sound like his own. What do you want? Smart man. The voice is male, professional, completely calm. Not Dante, someone who works for him. You embarrassed someone very important tonight. Made him look weak in front of people who matter. That's not something he forgives. I'm not apologizing for protecting a pregnant woman. Nobody's asking you to apologize. A pause. We're asking you to forget. Forget what you saw. Tell the police you were mistaken. Tell them Mrs. Marcellani fell and you misunderstood the situation. That's a lie. That's survival. The voice hardens. Your daughter is 8 years old. She goes to Westbrook Elementary. Her teacher is Mrs. Patterson. She has ballet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. She's allergic to peanuts. Should I continue? Rowan's vision blurs with rage and terror. You touch her. We won't have to touch anyone if you make the right choice. Change your statement. Convince Mrs. Marcellani to drop the charges. Walk away. and your little girl gets to grow up with a father." The line goes dead. Rowan stands frozen in his bedroom, staring at his daughter's photo on the floor, and realizes he's trapped. If he backs down, Dante wins and Alara goes back to being a victim. If he stands firm, Amara pays the price. There's no good choice, only impossible ones. His phone buzzes again. Another photo. This time, it's Shanice's house. Amara's current location, taken from across the street. Tonight, within the last hour. The caption reads, "TikTok. Rowan's truck, borrowed from his co-worker after explaining his car died, roars through empty Chicago streets at 2 in the morning. Red lights blur past. Speed limits become suggestions. All that matters is getting to Amara before they do." His phone keeps buzzing. More texts, more threats dressed up as warnings. He ignores them all, white-knuckling the steering wheel, praying to a god he stopped believing in 3 years ago. 20 minutes later, he screeches to a stop outside Shanice's house. Every light is on. That's wrong. Shanice always turns off lights to save electricity. His stomach drops as he sprints up the walkway and pounds on the door. "Shanice, open up." The door swings open immediately. Shanice stands there in her robe, eyes blazing with fury. Behind her, safe and confused in pajamas, stands Amara. "Are you out of your mind?" Shanice hisses. "It's 2 in the morning. You're going to wake the whole." Rowan pushes past her, drops to his knees, and pulls Amara into his arms. She's warm and solid and alive. Her small hands pat his back uncertainly. "Daddy? What's wrong? Why are you crying?" He didn't realize he was. Tears stream down his face as he holds his daughter like she might disappear if he lets go. "I just needed to see you, baby girl. Needed to make sure you're okay." "I'm okay." She sounds bewildered. "We were watching a movie. Mama let me stay up late 'cause it's Friday." Shanice grabs his shoulder, yanking him back. "What is going on?" You show up in the middle of the night, terrified, acting like her eyes narrow. "What did you do, Rowan?" He can't tell her. Can't explain that he put their daughter in danger by doing the right thing. Can't admit that men with cameras and threats know where she lives, where she goes to school, what time ballet class ends. Nothing. Work was intense tonight. I needed to see her. That's not an explanation. Shanice's voice drops to a dangerous whisper. "You're scaring her. You're scaring me. If you're in trouble, if you've done something that puts Amara at risk." "I protected someone." The words come out raw. "A pregnant woman was being hurt, and I stopped it. That's all." Shanice's expression shifts from anger to fear. She's smart, too smart not to connect the dots. Who was hurting her? Rowan doesn't answer. "Rowan." She grips his arm. "Who?" "Someone dangerous." The color drains from her face. She glances at Amara, who's watching them with wide, worried eyes, then back at Rowan. "Get out." "What?" "Get out of my house." Her voice shakes. "I spent 3 years building a stable life for our daughter. 3 years making sure she feels safe. And you show up and bring danger to my doorstep because you couldn't mind your own business?" A woman was being beaten, and that's tragic, but she's not my responsibility. Shanice's whisper becomes frantic. "Amara is my responsibility. You don't get to put her at risk to play hero." The words slice deeper than any belt strike. Rowan looks at his daughter, sees the confusion and fear in her expression, and knows Shanice is right. He did bring danger here. He made a choice that might cost Amara everything. "I'm sorry," he whispers. "Sorry doesn't fix this." Shanice moves between him and Amara. "Leave. Now. And don't come back until whatever this is gets resolved." "Shanice." "I mean it, Rowan. I will call the police. I will file for full custody. I will make sure you never see her again if you don't walk out that door right now." Amara starts crying. "Mama, don't send Daddy away." The sound of his daughter's sobs destroys him. Rowan stands slowly, knees weak, and backs toward the door. His eyes never leave Amara's face, memorizing her features in case this is the last time he sees her. "I love you, baby girl," he says. "Everything Daddy does is to keep you safe. Remember that." Rowan goes. Shanice's voice cracks. He goes. The door slams behind him. Locks click into place. Through the window, he sees Shanice gather Amara in her arms, rocking her, whispering reassurances. Rowan sits in the borrowed truck for 10 minutes, staring at the house, watching shadows move behind curtains. His phone buzzes. Detective Webb. Mrs. Marcellani gave her formal statement. Charges are being filed. We need you to come in tomorrow to finalize yours. Another text, unknown number, last chance. Drop the charges or lose everything. Rowan deletes both messages and drives away, leaving his daughter behind, carrying the weight of an impossible choice. The police station smells like burnt coffee and old paperwork. Rowan sits across from Detective Webb in an interrogation room that's seen too many confessions. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. The clock on the wall reads 8:47 a.m. He hasn't slept. Walk me through it one more time, Webb says gently. From the moment you saw Dante strike his wife. Rowan recites the facts again. Same story, same details, same truth, but his voice sounds hollow, mechanical. He's thinking about the photo of Amara. The texts, the black sedan, the choice he has to make. Webb notices. You okay? You seem distracted. Just tired. Understandable. What you did took guts. The detective leans back. We've got solid evidence. Multiple witnesses. Video footage. Medical documentation of Mrs. Marcellani's injuries. In your testimony as the primary intervening party, Dante's lawyer is good, but he can't make this disappear. What if I said I was wrong? Webb's pen stops moving. Excuse me. What if I misunderstood what I saw? What if it was just a domestic argument that got heated and I overreacted? Silence fills the room like water rising. Webb's expression hardens. Is someone threatening you? No. Rowan, look at me. The detective's voice turns sharp. If Dante or his people contacted you, if they're pressuring you to change your story, that's witness intimidation. Federal offense. We can protect you. Can you protect my daughter? The words hang in the air. Webb's face falls as understanding crashes down. They went after your kid. They sent photos. Her school. Her schedule. Everything. Rowan's hands shake on the table. They know where she lives. Where I live. They're watching us right now, probably. And you're telling me you can protect her? You can't even protect Alara, and she's in your custody. We have her in a safe house. For how long? Rowan's voice rises. A week? A month? Eventually, she has to go back to real life. Eventually, the protection ends. And Dante will still be there, waiting, because men like him don't go to prison. They pay lawyers and buy judges and walk free, while people like me lose everything for doing what's right. Webb doesn't deny it. Can't deny it. They both know the system is broken. That wealth and connections trump justice more often than not. So what are you saying? The detective asks quietly. You want to recant? Rowan closes his eyes, sees Alara's face when she thanked him, sees her hand on her belly, protecting her baby, sees the moment she decided to press charges, to fight back, to refuse to be a victim. If he backs out now, that courage means nothing. But if he doesn't back out, Amara pays the price. I need time to think. We don't have time. The arraignment is tomorrow. If you change your statement now, the case falls apart. Alara's testimony alone won't be enough. She's his wife, and Dante's lawyer will claim bias. We need you. And I need my daughter to be safe. The words echo off cinderblock walls. Webb winces, understanding the impossible position Rowan's in. Good cops hate these moments when doing the right thing costs innocent people everything. Give me 24 hours, Rowan says, to figure something out, to make sure Amara's protected. I can't promise. Please. Something in Rowan's voice, the desperation, the exhaustion, the weight of too many impossible choices, makes Webb nod. 24 hours. But Rowan? If you run, if you disappear, Dante wins. And Alara goes back to being his punching bag. I know. Rowan leaves the station and steps into morning sunlight that feels like mockery. The world keeps spinning like nothing happened. People walk past with coffee cups and cell phones, completely unaware that across the street, a janitor is deciding whether to sacrifice his daughter or a stranger. His phone rings. Shanice. Amara's school called, she says without preamble. Someone tried to sign her out during first period. Said they were her uncle. We don't have a brother, Rowan. His blood turns to ice. Did they get her? No. The school has protocols, photo ID required. But they tried. Someone actually tried to take our daughter. Listen to me. His voice shakes. Pack a bag. Get Amara. Go to your mother's house in Indiana. Don't tell anyone where you're going. Pay cash for everything. Turn off your phone's location. What have you done? I stood up to someone I shouldn't have. And now we're all paying for it. Silence. Then, I'm taking her away. And when this is over, I'm filing for full custody. You don't get to endanger her because you have a hero complex. The line goes dead. Rowan stands on the courthouse steps, watching traffic flow past, and realizes he's lost everything. His daughter, his ex-wife's trust, his safety, his peace. All because he couldn't watch a pregnant woman get beaten and do nothing. His phone buzzes. Unknown number. Voice message this time. He presses play. Dante's voice fills his ear. You have until midnight to make the right choice, Janitor. After that, everyone you love learns what happens when you cross me. The hospital waiting room is cold and sterile. Rowan sits alone at 4 p.m., hands wrapped around terrible coffee, waiting for permission to see Alara. The nurses told him she's recovering well. No signs of premature labor, baby's heartbeat strong, vitals stable. But she asked to speak with him before the arraignment tomorrow. He shouldn't be here, should be finding somewhere to hide. But he owes her an explanation before he disappears. Mr. Hale, a nurse with kind eyes, gestures toward a hallway. She's ready. Alara's room is on the 3rd floor, guarded by a single police officer who looks barely out of the academy. The officer checks Rowan's ID, pats him down, then steps aside. Not much protection against a man like Dante, but better than nothing. Alara sits propped up in bed, hospital gown loose on her shoulders, one hand resting on her belly. She looks better than last night, color in her cheeks, eyes clear, bruises starting to fade to yellow. But there's a new tension in her expression, awareness that safety is temporary. You came, she says softly. You asked. I wasn't sure you would. She gestures to the chair beside her bed. After everything, after putting yourself at risk, I thought maybe you'd want distance. Rowan sits. Can't meet her eyes. I need to tell you something. I already know. Her voice is gentle. Dante contacted you, threatened you, maybe threatened your family. His head snaps up. Ow. Because that's what he does. That's how he's kept me silent for 2 years. Threats. Intimidation. Making me believe that fighting back would hurt the people I love more than staying would hurt me. She shifts in the bed, wincing slightly. My sister stopped talking to me after Dante's people vandalized her car. My best friend moved to another state after someone followed her for 3 days straight. Everyone who ever tried to help me learned to walk away. I'm sorry. Don't be. Alara's hand reaches across the space between them. You did something nobody else did. You stood between me and him. You showed me that I'm worth protecting. And that changed something inside me that can't be unchanged. Rowan shakes his head. They tried to kidnap my daughter from school today. They're watching her. They know everything about her. And his voice breaks. I can't let him hurt her. I can't. I understand. Do you? The words come out harsher than intended. Because I'm about to tell the police I was wrong. That I misunderstood. That you fell and I overreacted. I'm going to destroy your case to save my kid. Alara doesn't look surprised. Doesn't look angry. Just sad. If you do that, I go back to him. You know that, right? The charges won't stick without your testimony. And he'll make sure I pay for embarrassing him. I know. Tears stream down Rowan's face. And I hate myself for it. But she's my daughter. She's 8 years old. I can't sacrifice her to save you. I'm not asking you to. Alara's voice stays steady. I'm asking you to let me save myself. Rowan blinks through tears. What? I have something. She reaches under her pillow and pulls out a flash drive. Evidence. Financial records. Proof of money laundering, extortion, connections to 3 unsolved murders. Everything Dante's spent years hiding. I've been collecting it for 6 months, ever since I realized he was going to kill me eventually. Rowan stares at the tiny device. How did you? He thought I was too stupid to understand his business. Too scared to fight back. He kept files on his home computer with a password he assumed I'd never figure out. A grim smile crosses her face. But I was a forensic accountant before we got married. And scared doesn't mean helpless. She presses the flash drive into his hand. Give this to Detective Webb. It's enough to put Dante away for 20 years minimum. Federal charges he can't buy his way out of. Once it goes public, he'll have bigger problems than revenge. Why didn't you use this before? Because I was alone. Because I thought if I turned him in, he'd kill me before the arrest happened. Because gathering evidence and actually using it are two different kinds of courage. Her eyes meet his, but you showed me that courage exists. That someone will stand up. So now I'm standing up too. Rowan's fingers close around the flash drive. If this goes wrong, it won't. Alara's voice hardens. I'm done being afraid. I'm done letting him win. My baby deserves to grow up in a world where their father is in prison instead of terrorizing their mother. And your daughter deserves a father who doesn't have to choose between strangers and family. You're not a stranger anymore. No. She smiles through tears. I'm the woman you saved, and now I'm saving you back. A knock on the door. Detective Webb enters, expression grave. We have a problem. Dante posted bail an hour ago. He's out. Rowan's blood runs cold. Already, his lawyer argued he's not a flight risk. Judge set bail at $2 million. He paid cash. Webb's jaw clenches. We have units watching his house, but I wanted you both to know he's free. Alara holds up the flash drive. Not for long. Webb's eyes go wide. What is that? Everything you need to arrest Dante Marcellani on federal charges. Money laundering, racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder. It's all documented, time-stamped, verified. Her voice doesn't waver, and I'll testify to all of it. The detective takes the flash drive like it's made of gold. Mrs. Marcellani, do you understand what you're? I understand that I'm tired of being a victim. I understand that my husband is a monster. And I understand that evidence this solid doesn't come along often. She looks at Rowan. I also understand that a good man shouldn't have to choose between doing what's right and protecting his child. Webb plugs the flash drive into his laptop. His eyes scan the screen, widening with each second. This is Jesus Christ. This is enough for RICO charges. This is massive. How long before you can arrest him? Rowan asks. I need to verify everything, loop in the FBI, get warrants signed. 48 hours minimum. We don't have 48 hours. Dante's deadline is midnight tonight. Then we move faster. Webb's phone is already dialing. I'm calling my supervisor now. If this checks out, and it looks like it will, we can have federal agents at his door by morning. Alara sinks back against her pillows, exhaustion finally showing. Just make sure he can't hurt anyone else. That's all I want. Rowan squeezes her hand. You just saved my daughter. You saved me first. Midnight comes and goes in Rowan's apartment. No phone calls, no texts, no black sedans outside his window. Just silence and the distant sound of the city breathing through dark streets. At 6 a.m., his phone finally rings. Detective Webb, federal agents arrested Dante Marcellani 2 hours ago. Multiple charges, racketeering, money laundering, conspiracy, witness intimidation. The evidence your friend provided was airtight. He's being held without bail pending trial. Rowan's knees go weak. It's over. The immediate threat is. But Rowan, Webb's voice turns serious. Dante has connections. You and Mrs. Marcellani both need to stay vigilant. Testify when the time comes. Don't let your guard down completely. Understood. He hangs up and calls Shanice immediately. It's safe. You can bring Amara home. How do I know that? Suspicion drips from every word. The man who threatened her was arrested this morning on federal charges. It's all over the news. Check for yourself. Silence. Then typing sounds. Then a long exhale. I see it. Dante Marcellani. Mafia connections. Jesus, Rowan. This is who you crossed. This is who was beating his pregnant wife. More silence. I'm still angry with you. I'm still filing for increased custody. But her voice softened slightly. I'm glad you're okay. When can I see Amara? Next weekend, like we scheduled. And Rowan? Maybe try not to fight the mob for a while. A laugh escapes him. raw and exhausted but real. "I'll try." 3 days later, Rowan returns to work at the Halcyon Manor. Same navy coveralls, same cleaning cart, same invisible janitor nobody notices. Except today, the venue manager pulls him aside. "The Marcellani event. What you did, the guests have been talking. Someone started a fundraiser. For you. To cover your daughter's medical bills." Rowan blinks. "What?" "Raised $17,000 so far. People wanted to thank you." She hands him an envelope. "They also wanted to make sure you know you're more than just a janitor. You're the man who stood up when everyone else stayed silent." Inside the envelope is a check and dozens of handwritten notes. "Thank you for showing us what courage looks like. You saved more than one person that night. You saved our conscience. My daughter watched the video of you standing up to him. She says she wants to be brave like you." Rowan's eyes blur with tears. He worked so hard to be invisible, to stay quiet, to survive without making waves. But standing up made him visible in a way that actually mattered. That evening, he picks up Amara from Shanice's house. His daughter runs into his arms, chattering about her week, showing him drawings she made, asking if they can get ice cream on the way home. She has no idea what almost happened, no idea how close she came to danger, and Rowan will never tell her. But he holds her a little tighter, grateful for the weight of her in his arms, for the sound of her voice, for the mundane miracle of a normal evening with his kid. Later, after ice cream and bedtime stories and goodnight kisses, he checks his phone. A text from an unknown number, but not threatening this time. "It's Alara. Baby kicked for the first time today. Felt like hope." Rowan smiles and types back, "Hope looks good on you." Outside his window, the city glows with a million lights. No black sedans, no watching eyes, just the regular rhythm of life continuing, unaware that an ordinary man did an extraordinary thing. Rowan Hale isn't a hero. He's a janitor with tired eyes and overdue bills and a daughter who deserves better. But for one night, he was the person who stood between cruelty and its victim. And that was enough. Sometimes courage doesn't roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice that says, "Not on my watch." Sometimes it's a janitor with rubber gloves who refuses to look away. And sometimes that's exactly what changes everything. If this story moved you, subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Turn on notifications so you never miss when we share stories that inspire. Drop a comment below about a time someone stood up for you, or when you found the courage to stand up for someone else. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. These stories matter. Your voice matters. And together, we create a community where courage isn't just celebrated, it's contagious.